based on a late arrival getting into New York with the vice president was landing the same time we were, so we barely got there in time on Friday. And then watching the hockey game was terrific. But I don't think we envisioned a 2 a.m. arrival afterwards. It was a long day. Our kids enjoyed it. I'd do it again, but it was really a great atmosphere for us all to play in. We move on to Indiana tomorrow at 9 o'clock. They have a terrific team. Tom has done a great job with that program. And this team right now is playing, I think, its best defense it's played. Short of probably the Yola Depot team was really good defensively as well. They got multiple shooters at multiple positions, and Yogi Ferrell, the point guard, as you all know, has just changed the landscape. The point guard in the ball screen has changed basketball so much over the last 20 years. And he is elite. We're fortunate to have a very good one, too, in Derek Walton. So it's hard to stay in front of. Karras did more yesterday than he's done at all. This was the first time that he really tested himself more than he has. So it's day to day, and we'll wait and see when he's ready to go. But it's ultimately going to be his decision, and it could be soon, it could be later.
Lev, you want to start us off?
Coach Beilein, just in terms of Karras and your 8 games into the Big Ten and your game out, what do you make of being able to hang in there without
9 games? We're halfway.
9 games into the
We're
Big
halfway.
Ten, 8
Yeah.
without Karras though.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Just in terms of being able to be at the top of the pack even without the.
Yeah, I think that, we're really proud of that. I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but probably the strength of our schedule in the first 9 wasn't what's going to be in the next 9. So we have bigger challenges. It would be great to have Karras back sooner rather than later. But right now, we can only do what we can do, and he only can do what he can do.
What do you make of game planning for Max Bielfeldt?
Max is a really good player. He's shooting threes for them. He's posted up for them. He's presenting challenges for everyone.
Has there been a moment at any point when you watch some Bielfeldt tape, do you ever envision what he could do for you 15, 20 minutes a game this season?
No, that was a tough decision, but we decided to go with it. We had a lot of young players that were trending up last spring, Mark Donnell, Ricky Doyle, DJ Wilson, and we decided to, let's move forward, let's plan for the future.
Brad, with Karras, is he running and practicing?
What I said, I think, is sufficient.
Okay.
We'll see what he does today.
So
He ran yesterday in practice, yes.
Okay, and I guess when it comes to Yogi, all the different things that he can do, with all the scores that they have around him, how do you kind of try to go after him without?
Now, the court is,
Yeah.
because they have so many shooters, that court is wide. And they can do so many different things with them. It reminds me a lot of our team in 13, where there's Trey Burke with the ball. Okay, you challenge this guard to him. But now you got Hardaway over here, and Stauskis over here, and Robinson over here. And then you got rebounders like Mitch McGarry and Jordan Morgan underneath, and John Horford, which they have in Max and in Bryant. So it is a big challenge. You can see why. Just look at their numbers; they're impressive.
Go ahead, Chris.
With Bryant, have you seen from film of him early in the year to now? I mean, the kid seems to be improving pretty rapidly.
I think most freshmen will go through this phase where the game slows down for them and they just get better and better. And they're doing a great job of getting him in spots where he can do things offensively and defensively. So he's a great talent. He's a great talent.
And were there times on Saturday where you saw Duncan maybe force a couple of shots for the first time in a while?
He took that. The one was a little bit untimely, but I liked that he had the gumption to shoot it. But it was what we call a shock 3, and we usually other teams take shock 3s. That was a shocker for all of us, and they got a layup on because people weren't even expecting him to shoot it. But that was rare. That's the one, and I'd rather have that on occasion than him turning down the really open shots. I know that's probably counterproductive for some people, but that's the mentality I want him to have. So you didn't see me get after him or anything, and just, probably not the right time to show that type of courage.
You feel like he's maybe slowing down, hitting the wall a little bit?
No.
Okay.
Jennifer?
John, with 3 of your next 4 against ranked opponents, and as you alluded to, some much tougher games, do you like the way your team is playing without Karras winning the last four, it seems like they may be finding kind of a gel and a
Yeah,
chemistry without him.
I
Or do you
think
think
that-
it's more important than ever to get him back now, if you can kind of address both?
Well, time will
issues?
tell that, really, but no, it's important to get him back. Once again, we have a very limited bench right now, and we've been watching every practice and trying to get number 7 and 8 to emerge somewhere, and it's just not happening. The games have been such that we couldn't experiment much in games. But we don't do any experimenting with Karras when he comes back. We got number 7 immediately. And so that would be, Mohammed would probably move to number 6 or 7, and Aubrey would stay, or 6 or 7. So all of a sudden, now we got some depth at that position. We got plenty of depth at the big man. We don't have depth in the backcourt or in the forwards. So that's the biggest thing. That we can't, Zach Irvin cannot keep going 38 a game, and Derek Walton going 38 a game. But we really don't have another choice right now, trying to rest them and get ready. So that's the big, not only his talent, but the rest we get for our players.
Just to kind of follow up on the front end of my question, that wasn't exactly clear. What does it mean to see your team kind of gelling the way that they have in his absence?
Well, it's been, it's the old idea that if you recruit, you get the right people on the bus, they can adapt through all kinds of adversity. And we got really good young men on this bus that we get to coach up every day. Their attitude's great. They embrace our culture. Even though it puts them in the background, they're embracing our culture. Our guys that aren't playing a lot of minutes, there's no issues. They're just trying to get better. They're trying to get out there. And so I think it's positive news that we can do that, because they understand that the team is more important than their personal success right now.
Yogi's gotten you guys a couple different ways over the years. In one game, I remember he had a
7
bunch of
threes,
threes.
yeah.
One game he was distributing. I mean, have you changed different ways you've tried to guard him as a result?
Yeah, I mean, his quickness is such that there's a lot of things he do. It's almost like is it a ball screen? Who's involved in the action? Is he in solo action? They'll isolate him now on the block. Yeah, I mean, he's a tough kid. He'll do really work fronting really hard. They'll put him in a ball screen. They'll open him up in space. What's really good is you have a really good player playing against him that can stay in front of him, and that's our hope that a combination of Derek and Mohammed can do that, and that we don't have to give as much help. But he's going to get his points. He's going to get to the foul line. He's going to give his assists. Try and don't let the other guys beat you. That's another thought.
He's different than a lot of other players you've seen. I mean, there's not really a good comp.
I would say the point guard at SMU.
Okay.
And that didn't work very well, yeah. But we didn't have Derek for that game. But I think those are 2 of the elite point guards in the country. I think Derek is growing in that area as well. I mean, people have to know what Derek's doing, especially at crunch time. And but those are 2, and one's a 4th-year guy, one's a 5th-year guy. They didn't jump. Their education was really important to them. A lot of guys in Yogi's situation might have just went, and he's really, his stock has risen greatly. He's going to play after Indiana.